Hello indie game fan, I want to talk about the upcoming action platformer Planet Cube Edge, which should be out in 2023, who are also kindly sponsoring this video, but first some background. Developer Suna Entertainment comes to us from the Central American country of Costa Rica, where their official website has 11 team members that make up the studio. I'm not too familiar with this country, so I guess it's kind of neat that we have an indie team from here, where they have primarily released mobile games so far, with Planet Cube Edge being their first title on Steam, but from their highlight reel, there is a farming survival title named Woods, which also looks pretty good, but is on hold at least until this game is done. I had a playthrough of the demo of this game which gave me a basic understanding of how it works, but do bear in mind that this video is based on the demo after all and is not indicative of the full game, especially when it comes to things like pacing as well as the difficulty curve. It is set on a cube-shaped planet where one day an unknown alien force invades, where you play as an engineer named Edge, building the experimental photon blaster in order to fight back. This is a run-and-gun action platformer that feels pretty alright, with a very slick Game Boy inspired colour palette that I really love the look of, although it does lead to some readability issues that I will talk about later on. Also of note is that there is a death counter in the top right, so see if you can guess how many deaths I would have accumulated by the end of my 18 minutes or so demo run, and pop it in the comments below and watch till the end to get the answer. Controls in this are fairly simple: A to jump, holding it down to jump higher, with a button to fire the weapon where holding down the fire button charges up a more powerful attack. There's also a dash using the right trigger and a butt stomp move, so it's all fairly standard. Most curiously, you will also notice that there are no hearts or a health meter in this, and indeed it is one hit kill, where running into an enemy, projectile, spike or falling into a pit kills you instantly, but luckily, at least for the demo version, the checkpointing is fairly forgiving, encouraging you to try that section again until you finally get past it. There are a fair number of time pressure based sections, whether it be hitting switches and activating meters to get past a laser before it reactivates, to the classic auto-scrolling sections, vertically or horizontally, as you desperately scramble such that the screen does not catch up. There are also boss fights and even an underwater section, which felt surprisingly good to control, changing things up just enough to keep things interesting. The main thing that I love about this game is the look, really hitting those nostalgia buttons, with some great pixel art, even though it might not be the most readable at first glance, since I was not sure which doors I could enter, or which platforms were safe to jump on, or those which I could jump through. However, certain set-piece locations like the train station looks very good, so perhaps some minor visual tweaks would be in order. In terms of aspects that need improvement, the run-and-gun action is fairly standard and passable, but again, possibly due to demo reasons, I never found a reason to use the charged weapon shots, since most enemies died in one hit, so I hope to see this expanded upon in the full version. The lack of a life bar was also questionable, where the instant death, especially in combat, was frustrating. Instant respawn helped, but it certainly did not capture the Hotline Miami feel in terms of death and action. Additionally, the timing windows on the scrolling sections were pretty tight, where I felt that you had to memorize the obstacles in order to get through, which meant multiple runs and deaths, which was not that fun, although it was pretty satisfying once you completed it. So, did you guess right? The final tally was 51 deaths, although I did rack up 13 deaths trying to do this jump. Where I thought that there was a secret or something hidden in that gap, but alas, it was a demo, so there was nothing to find. Overall, it's a pretty decent, fast-paced and challenging run-and-gun title with an awesome look, nothing too crazy or innovative in terms of mechanics, but does feel good to play. My gripes were as mentioned above, but ultimately I'll leave it to the developers to decide, but as one to look out for in 2023, we can watch this video for more awesome 2D platformers.